on the homepage and it says that it's recording, and this wasn't, but I can see record 15 minutes.
Great. So, yeah, the two Australians were the perfect victim, and I don't mean that in any kind of disrespectful way. In Middle Eastern countries and African countries, people are getting stabbed and slaughtered every day, and that doesn't get reported on.
Yeah.
So I kind of think it's happening all the time.
Why is one life more?
Yeah, and if we buy into it, there is no end. Mm-hmm. There is no end. We'll all get so apathetic, or we'll get so angry like Donald Trump. Yeah. It'll kind of rouse some sort of, patriotic, I don't know. So I give up. I, go for a walk, listen to a podcast, watch Party of Five, make a cup of tea, just be a good person in my own life, Beck. That's my rules of adulthood. Stay in your own lane.
Okay, that's the next episode.
My bad.
Spoilers.
What do you do, Beck, when the world gets too much?
Look, I think I probably do the same sort of thing, except that I think that I'm probably more prone to being angry. Probably more prone to getting a bit angry, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't really follow. I think I do the same thing in terms of turning off. Like I don't really deliberately click on that, and I probably make more of an effort to click on, like the good news stories.
Yeah.
In that, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, remind yourself that there's lots of good things happening as well.
Although speaking of, I clicked on this really weird article in The Guardian yesterday.
Is that the one you sent me?
I sent it to you. It was really long.
Yeah, I just got the gist of it from the first few lines.
Basically, it was about the these cliffs near Dover.
The White Cliffs of Dover. You say that like you don't know what it is.
Yeah, but I know what it is, but I was just trying to remember whether I got it right or not.
Oh. Sorry, I'll step back.
Yeah, like basically these bodies were found at the bottom of a cliff. They turned out to be the bodies of some middle-aged twins, like a brother and sister, and they had the remains of their parents in their backpacks. And they were kind of like holding hands, like they're kind of...
They found by chance after somebody else threw himself off the cliff.
After somebody else deliberately threw himself off the cliff. So it was all... And then they kind of investigated their lives, but there was nothing really to investigate.
Yeah, it didn't seem like the story was going... I was thinking that maybe there was a great twist.
It was really
They had
weird.
their parents, though, in ash form.
Yeah, they had their parents with them.
They jumped with their parents' ashes.
Yeah, they jumped with their parents' ashes.
I'm laughing because it's funny.
It's so weird.
But why? Did they just kill themselves?
Oh no, the coroner came back with an open finding.
Get to the end. What happened?
That's it. The coroner came back with an open finding, but they talked to some school friends of theirs, and they said that when they were at school they were like really popular and stuff. But then after that, they seem to have just become recluses.
Okay,
and
so
they were living in a single they were living in this caravan, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was just weird. It had
So
some
did they
weird
think that
overtones.
they-
I feel like someone...
Was it a suicide pact? Is that what they thought it could be?
Oh, well, that's what I think it obviously was.
Okay, so there was no foul play or...
There was no note. There was nothing.
So what was...
What was the story? I don't know.
Just
the story
two
was
people.
just the weirdness of life.
Yeah, life does weird things to people. Yeah.
But it kind of reminded me of that Middlesex book.
I have read that, but a long time ago.
Didn't even finish it.
Jeffrey someone.
Yeah.
Tell me what that book's about again.
When they're like Eastern European immigrants to America, they end up, or like Greek maybe, and they end up, their brother and sister in Europe, but by the time they get to America, they're husband and wife.
Maybe I haven't read this book.
And that's about where I got up to, because I was just a bit like, It's
another one of your rules of adulthood. Incest, not okay.
No, incest is not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of gave me those vibes. This article about the twins kind of gave me those like Middlesex vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are
kind
weird.
of like Victoria Andrews or Virginia Andrews and the Flowers in the Attic.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, I finished a great book. I think I may have talked about it last time in the podcast that didn't make it. the one that got away, called I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes.
Ah.
I
can see the cover of this book, but I have no idea what it's about.
Yes, it's a good old-fashioned mystery spy thriller, which is not usually my genre, but started it, loved it. What
is your genre, Joni?
Well, that's a good point. I actually don't have a genre. If someone says it's a really good book, I will read it. So a friend recommended this one. It was a really good book. 700 pages. So when I looked at that, I was like, shit, I hope this grabs me. Just read it. I think it took me about a week, 10 days. It was the sort of book that I would come home and just plant myself on the couch and read it. It was very good. There was not one dull patch in the whole 700 pages.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. There was not one dull patch.
Don't really believe you. Really?
I'm so serious. You expect a few dull patches.
Do you have a copy of it, or it's on your Kindle?
It's on my Kindle, yeah.
So can I tell you that you actually brought me Holding the Man for my birthday?
Did you get that with your voucher?
I did get that with my birthday voucher.
I'm so glad that I've made you so distraught.
And a Helen Garner book. So who's it by, this I Am Pilgrim?
Terry Hayes.
Terry Hayes.
Yep.
And is it like a series?
It could be. I think that he might be bringing out I don't know. Okay. Actually, should get my facts straight before I answer questions. I didn't actually chase up to see whether there was another one. Yeah. But I've moved on now to the Museum of Modern Love. No. It's okay. I will report back next time if it was any good. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let me see. What else? Watching, doing anything else?
Not really. I've been...
Oh, God, sorry.
That's okay.
Just tried to throttle you.
She's got me on a lead and I'm not allowed to go that far away.
I just want to see how we're going for time.
We might have just covered all our ground there, Beck.
We didn't really plan this one beforehand. Usually we sit down and plan.
But that's okay, because in life, this is another rule of life. I'm going to have lots to talk about next week.
You're definitely going to have lots to talk about. Okay, just quickly. Mm-hmm.
That's not very quick, Beck.
I know. That's because I was just doing a quick inventory of my head.
Inventory? Inventory.
Inventory.
You can say however you like, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I'm in charge of
potatoes, tomatoes.
My own words. I went to get some... Actually, that's what I wanted to rant about. You're right. I do have some rants. Let's bookend this with my rant.
Go for it.
I went to the op shop yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. And I went and looked in the CDs and albums because a couple of weeks ago I brought myself this really cool 90s stereo system with a turntable and CDs and cassette deck and everything. And so I went to have a look at the CDs because I thought, let's do some exploring, old school. And it says very clearly on the front of the box, CDs $2 each. So I grabbed some CDs and I walk up to the counter. It turns out they're not $2 each. This is an obsolete technology, mind, and they wanted to charge me $6 for an Arnie DeFranco CD.
Wow.
Just because I want to revisit my 90s angst doesn't mean that I should be slugged $6.
No. What did you say?
I said, I don't think that's a fair price.
What did they say?
And they took it down to $5. And I was like, okay, I don't want to fight in the op shop.
A lot of money. Do you find that op shops, now that they've had a bit of a resurgence, that their prices have actually gone up a little bit?
Listen, you have to be smart about where you go op shopping. They're Vinnie's and Anglicare are a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
I find, personally.
Yeah. And I suppose that does, prop up a lot of other great things that those guys do.
I mean, you've got to think about where your money's going to.
Yeah, and supply and demand and all that kind of stuff. But I remember I was in one recently and I saw a photo frame and I just wanted the frame and it just had a standard kind and I think it was $6 or $7.
Yeah.
I can get it from Kmart for $3.
I know, and that's the thing that you got to remember. Sometimes you go in there and you find stuff that's obviously a Big W brand.
Yeah.
And they're charging you $10 for it when you can literally get it for $6 in Big W. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because you've been in there the day before that you can get it for $6. So I think that maybe this is a message to everyone who works in op shops.
Keep up the
think
good
about
work.
your pricing. Also keep up the good work, but just think about your pricing. I having said that, I do recognise that the money does go to running programs and services for people in need.
Yeah.
Etc. But I think $6 for... I doubt anyone would have paid $6 for an Ani DiFranco CD, even in the 90s.
No, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, she's like a angsty folk singer.
Okay.
American. Does a lot of talking in between tracks, you know? Like a lot of like...
Okay.
Yeah, man, blah, 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 blah.
Free love, yeah.
Free love.
Cool.
Exactly. So that's about it. So
right.
I'll now have a whole heap more CDs, but a whole less money.
Great. And I've started to narrow down my rules for life, so stay
Great.
tuned for that one next.
All right. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.